Okay, so this is Mark Coursey. I'm attending remotely. I've been given the honor of being chair of the Board of Procedure, the Board of Assessment Review for the town of Winthrop. Well, with me today is Dan Dwyer and the uh, Anthony
Yes,
Friedrich Wilson,
yes,
the
sir.
town manager, and who's attending at the town. On the docket for today is just to discuss the board procedures for this poverty abatement appeal we have upcoming that I had distributed. Um, Mr. Dwyer, did you get
Yes, I have it here in front of me. I've reviewed it, and I don't really have any issues. I think it's well written and it's a good procedure.
okay, well, thank you. I think it may be a little more than we need. Um, because of but I based it on the Raymond procedures that were talking about at our last meeting.
Right.
It may be a little more formal than we need, but I think that's probably something we can deviate from as we go if necessary. But I thought so, and of course I guess since I proposed it, I'm in favor of it. So that's what I will attempt to use at our meeting or the hearing. Um, the only other couple of things um, I wanted to talk about is, uh, if possible, was one thing is we have to be sure is of Anthony, is that the case is anonymous. Do you normally assign a case number to these, or I guess you haven't had too many of these, but
Yes, we do. It's the same as when we had the original hearing for the
okay,
poverty.
good.
We never use publicly. We never use the applicant's name.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to be sure that that's happening. I know that could be easy to miss. And the other thing is the do we have all the submissions in our possession now? Did Pine Tree Legal? As I may have mentioned, I had decided not to look at this just to get the name to make sure I didn't have some kind of conflict. But other than that, I haven't really looked through it yet. Just so I would write a procedure that was neutral and I wouldn't, wouldn't be involved, wouldn't be tailoring it to a specific situation. Um, do we have submissions from everyone at this point, or
So I'll say this: when the town council heard the original application for poverty abatement, Pine Tree Legal did present them with some information, and that information is part of the packet that I have compiled for the board. That said, when I send Pine Tree Legal these procedures, I'm happy to ask if there's any other information that they wish to share with the board. And I guess my question then would be, would you prefer to have that in advance, or do you want them just to simply bring that with them and present it to you at the hearing?
well, I think anything lengthy should be submitted prior,
Okay.
anything they want us to read and, consider. I mean, if it's, especially if it's, math or whatever, I mean, or, numbers, we probably want to be able to look at them so we can ask questions about them if we have any, or be familiar with them when they're explaining. I think it's difficult in situations like this to be reading and listening at the same time. So I think it's probably better if we're familiar with it. And that's, I guess, their choice. But I think if they want it to be fully considered at the hearing, it would be better to have it in advance.
Do you have a preference? Would you like me to ask them to send that to me, and then I will forward all those materials to the board, or is your preference that they send that directly to the board members?
I think, Dan, unless you think differently, I think probably directly to us at this point.
Uh, I think if I think it might be better just to send it to the town and maybe we could come by and pick it up, or you could forward it to us without without it being opened. Um, I'm
Well, that's
just
true. That's a good
I'm
point.
trying to
Yeah.
keep it as neutral as possible.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's what I'm thinking too, is I prefer not to, to have Anthony, to have you in the middle as much as possible at this point, since you said you
I
were going
agree
to
with
sort
that.
of take the town's position in this, or argue
Yes,
the
that,
town's side. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
That's correct. So what I can do is I can ask them to please deliver that to us in a sealed envelope. And once we receive those envelopes, then I'll invite you guys to come to the town office at your convenience to pick those up.
Okay, that sounds probably the best.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
And I think we should, point out to them that they really should submit to us everything they want us to consider, even if they've submitted it before. That way we have it all what they want. Not just relying on, well, we submitted this, something didn't get into the packet from before, whatever, wasn't considered, but they thought it was. Everything, if they want us, if they probably should submit us to everything that they want for us to consider during the hearing, if that's what that'd be the preferred way to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
Mark,
fine.
I did have one question about the procedures number 11.
Mhm.
Looks like there are several different options for who would write the findings of fact and
Right.
decision. Um, at this point, do you anticipate asking staff, whether it's myself or even another staff member, to write those things, or is that something that you would anticipate the board will take up amongst itself?
Yeah, I think it'll be the board amongst itself. I mean,
Okay.
whoever's if it's
Right.
a unanimous board, obviously any one of us, but if it's a split, then the majority, uh, one member of the majority would probably write it. I do know that there are some forms uh, in the packets that MMA does that I may be able to adopt or adapt to help us with it. I don't know that it has to be,
Right.
a huge written opinion. I don't know. Uh, I think it's hard to know without going through it what form it's going to take. So
Looking at and I this morning I had a chance to look at Title 36 and um, the what it was basically saying is that we should write something and try to explain our reasoning, whether
right.
it's for or against. So if you have something that helps with that, that's great, Mark.
Mhm.
On your end.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's if I remember correctly, I don't have it in front of me, but I actually it might be in here. It's pretty much a form with spaces, but it may help us uh, when it comes time to you know focus our thinking on what we need to provide. So
Right.
I will I will I will circulate that if when I put my hands on it.
Okay.
So what I might suggest is I put the procedures and standards as an action item, and just to um, sort of memorialize it, maybe if we could have a motion and a vote to accept the procedures and standards as presented.
I make a motion that we accept those procedures for
And
this abatement.
and I guess as the only other member here, I'll second it.
Yeah. Okay.
And all those in favor say aye.
I
Aye.
I do have just one question. Looking this over, will these procedures be provided to the other side prior, so they're aware of how things are going to be handled?
Yes, Dan, as soon as, if not this afternoon, then tomorrow morning, I will make sure Pine Tree Legal gets a copy of these.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, good.
Are there
So
any other sort of logistical matters that you gents would like to discuss about the appeal hearing?
not me. No.
The only thing I had question is how long can we have the building for that night?
As long as you need. So if you folks
You'll
think
tell a
you're
lawyer that.
Sure.
if well, so I mean, if you think you're going to go late into the evening, I'll probably just like lock up and you can let yourselves out. But you're welcome here for as long as you need.
Yeah, I mean, and
Okay.
that's one of the reasons why I liked the bifurcated number 11 there because it's possible we don't know how long this will go, the hearing proper. So if this thing goes a couple hours, we may decide if we need more time that we need to meet in another, on
Yeah.
another, to finish up. I mean, I don't know that I want to go, many hours. I was kind of kidding. I mean, but I just wanted to make sure, we weren't like, I know that you guys close at 5:30 to get to the office or whatever. I just want to make sure we might have a little more time than that if necessary.
Yeah, we will definitely accommodate you. So is it fair, Mark and Dan, do you think that you won't render a decision that night? I mean, in executive session, you may come to some consensus, but then you'll come back and consider a written decision at some date after that?
It's quite possible, I would
I
think.
would think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it depends. I mean, it's possible that, that we could come to an agreement very quickly and be, and be very and able to write it up that night. But I don't I definitely don't see that as the more likely possibility,
Okay.
Right.
just from how these things usually work.
When the town council heard this case, just roughly, if you're aware, Anthony, how long did that take?
Oh, golly, it was not a complicated application. So I think in each because they met with this applicant twice, and I think in each instance it was about a 30-minute meeting.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So it's quite possible we could be done in a couple of hours and maybe have at least know what our decision is, but maybe have to write it up still. Or
Right.
but
Right.
Yeah, in the town's position is not complicated.
okay.
No. No.
All right. Well, can we while I've got you two gathered here, can we have a consideration of the minutes of the August 3rd meeting?
Sure. Have we seen
Certainly.
them?
Yeah, I sent those previously.
Huh.
No, I don't think I
So,
saw.
I mean, if you feel like you're not ready for it, we can just include that along with these minutes at the
Yeah,
end
if we could,
here.
because I don't remember ever seeing them.
No, I
Okay.
didn't see that either. Huh.
Okay. Well, maybe it was just in my imagination then. So, all right. Any other business you wish to discuss?
One other thing. When I received the email, the second email regarding the September 9th hearing, at the beginning there was a time frame of 1 o'clock to 2:30, but then later on it talked about 3 o'clock. But wherever that was generated, somebody was out west when they did that because it had mountain time on it. So
Oh,
just to clarify when this meeting, what the time is.
it will definitely be 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. It mentioned 3 o'clock a couple of places, but it also one place it said between 1 to 2:30, something like that. But it was mountain time, so I don't know how that
Okay.
happened.
Me neither.
Okay.
All right. I entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
All right.
Thank
Okay.
you all very much. And we will see you on September the 9th.
Very
Very
good.
good.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Bye.
much. Yep. Bye.
Bye-bye.